So today we're in the garage and we're going to show you how to change the differential fluid on your Jeep. Now this is a really easy job. This is something that if you go to your local shop or even the dealer, they're going to charge you a lot of money for this. And the truth is, it actually is so easy you can do it yourself for a very, very low fee. We're going to talk about what you need to do first, the things you'll need to get before you start, and then an easy way to prep and keep clean during the whole process too. So I have a bottle of Lucas Oil 75W90 gear oil. This is synthetic. I wanted to get some good stuff. This is made for transmission and differentials. And I specifically got this because that's what's recommended for a Rubicon with lockers. You'll want to make sure that if you don't have lockers, you do get a slightly different oil. Look up what kind you need. But if you've got a Rubicon with lockers on the front and back, 75W90 is what you need there. I've also got a couple different choices here for funnels. So this was 78 cents at my local department store, and this one was $3.78. This one is specifically labeled as a transmission spout, and this one is the one we're going to use because it's awesome, and we'll talk about that. We've got some shop towels to keep clean, and under here already I've got an oil drain pan that I will use to catch all the oil, and then I've got a nice blanket to help keep me warm and clean while I'm on the ground. The fill cap right here on the differential comes straight out, and to put a funnel there and be able to get the right angle so you can still pour while not getting in the way of stuff. I mean, you can see if I were to try and pour a bottle, I mean, I can't even get the bottle up there, so I can't pour it into a funnel at the right angle. A couple different funnels. Now this one is nice because it goes in small. It kind of accordions out. That's a fun sound, isn't it? Do that a couple times. So this accordions out. I can take it and curve it up like this, stick it right in to the differential fill spout or fill hole, and then pour my stuff in. Pretty easy. It also has a threaded top, so I could, in theory, take the lid off of this and screw it right onto it, although it's not quite perfect. Doesn't quite fit, but yeah, maybe it does. It's not perfect. You can see it's kind of skiwampus and going everywhere. So, but you know, being able to fill like that would actually be pretty easy. The other nice thing about this is if you're thinking about the Christmas season, this makes a great pipe for playing Santa Claus. But this one, again, 78 cents, very inexpensive. But the drawback on this is I can't see the fluid. I don't necessarily know how much I'm getting in there. I can't see where it's going, things like that. I want to be able to see it better. So this one is even better, okay? So it's got two different caps on it. This one is made for a small oil cap. So if you've got, you know, something you're filling that's about this size bottle, you know, that's a wider mouth too. So the smaller mouths, there we go. Something that size. If it was something that size you were filling, it'd be very easy to do. However, this has a wider mouth, and you'll see if I can take this adapter off, screw that right off, and this actually screws right onto the top of the bottle. Now, it has a little twist knob that actually allows the flow to stop or start through it, and it's got a little cap at the top, so I can cap it off if I need to. It makes for a really nice, easy job and really easy cleanup. So this is what we're gonna use through here, and as we pour, you can see it'll just flow through here. I've got, open this up, flow right through there, okay? So I can see it, I can see how much I'm doing, kind of measure everything, stuff like that. So it should be a really, really nice way to do it. Before we get pouring though, we have to empty it out, okay? So to empty it, it's actually easier than I thought. I thought I was gonna need a special tool. Turns out that a standard 3/8 drive is the perfect size for undoing that bolt. Now, it'd be hard to get to with just this, so I'm gonna put an extension on it like this, and now I can easily take that bolt out. Let's do that now. You can see there's the bolt on the bottom, so here's the differential, this is the front differential. Here's the fill, and then the bolt on the bottom in the back is where you're gonna undo, and that's gonna empty it out. That's gonna be your drain. So before I do that, I've got my nasty, dirty oil pan catch. I'm gonna pull that over and position it right in the right spot, okay? It's got a little grate here so that if the cap does fall in, it'll catch that here, and I won't have to fish through the oil to get it. The other thing I like to do is have some paper towels handy to make sure that I can clean up any drips that go awry or things like that.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get that right into there and just loosen it up. It's gonna take a little bit of effort at first, but once you get it, it actually comes pretty easy. Whoa. And one thing I like to do is I put pressure on it, because any minute now that's gonna come out. So I've got pressure on it, I'm pushing with my hand this way, okay? And I'm kind of pushing it there. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out, and I can even hand push it. I wanna push it in there till I'm ready to do it. And the reason I wanna do that is because instantly this is gonna start flowing out with a little bit of force. I wanna be able to control that and make sure that it can drop down into the pan the right way. All right, and there we go. I'm gonna let this drip for a second. I'm gonna put this right on the grate, okay, and let that drip. Now you can tell how clean or dirty it is by looking at it. You can see here, that's actually not too bad. It probably didn't need a change. My rear was so dirty it looked like mud. This one is pretty clear. The other thing you look for is you look on the end of the cap. You look for gunk and dirt and things like that. If you find shards of metal, broken bits, things like that on here, then you want to make sure that you open it up and look for damage. You might have some damaged gears in there. While that's draining, I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe off the cap here. Get all the stuff off. You'll notice that the end of the cap here is actually almost sticky. It's got some goo on there. Okay, just scrape that off and get it nice and clean. So that's gonna take a while. It's thick oil, not gonna come out as easily as like a motor oil. And because it's so thick, it's gonna take a while to drain. Now I want it to fully drain as much as possible. So I'm gonna let it sit there. I'm gonna go do some other things. I'll come back in half an hour or so. Hopefully it's stopped by then. So it's been about 30 minutes and you can see I'm just getting the occasional drip, drip, drip. It's good enough to plug it back up. So I'm gonna take my little cap that's all cleaned off now and just screw it right back in where it goes. With the drain plug installed, next it's time to remove the fill cap from the front of the differential. Here's the fun part. Now we get to take our transmission spout attached to our gear oil. We're gonna put one side in here, make sure that the valve is open, and fill it up until it's full. I'm gonna put it kind of up in this little area here. I've got kind of a cavity here. I'm gonna keep this locked. This allows me to use gravity as my ally. This is long enough that I can put this spout right into the hole. And then once I've got it in there, I'm just gonna open up this valve, let that gear oil start to drip in. Remember, it's really thick stuff, so it'll take a little bit. If you want to coax it, you can kind of squeeze the bottle, kind of force it in a little faster, but it's not going to take long to fill it. And when you start to see it spill out like that, it means you got enough in there, and it's time to stop. You can see there's differential fluid all the way up to the front. Perfect. So the last thing to do, put your cap on. Just clean up a little bit. Wipe up the excess oil, and that's it. $45 for the oil, $3 for the spout, and it's done. And that covered both front and back. I got a larger one. I was able to do both my front and back differentials for that price. Really economical and really easy to do. Now, if you do find
that there are shards of metal inside your differential fluid that maybe stuck to that cap, or you see it in there, and the differential fluid's really dark and mucky and got chunks in it, that's potentially signs of something more problematic. You're going to want to take the differential cap off, inspect all the gears, things like that. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then maybe you should have a professional do it for you. But if all you're doing is changing the fluid, this is a really economical, really easy way to do it. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Hope it was helpful for you. If it was, click the like button. If it wasn't, don't click the like button. Either way, I hope you subscribe to these videos and enjoy them all. Thanks for watching.